I am so happy that you're able to join us for this extended interview. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get more killer resources. Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming back for our extended interview. I am here with Natasha, where she's going to be sharing with us how you can use Instagram to land clients and also do content creation while you're on the road. Hey Natasha, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am awesome. Before you give us all of your tips and tricks, can you tell us a little bit more about you and why you live an offbeat life?
Yes. So I am the founder of Soul Studio, which is an Instagram studio that focuses on storytelling and creative content. And I live a offbeat life because I love traveling. I love experiencing new things. And I love being able to be creative with my work and who I work with and who I serve. So that's kind of my why with that.
Well, you have a really interesting business, and I want to definitely pick your brain when it comes to social media marketing, especially on Instagram. Now, you are pretty much a really incredible expert on Instagram. So can you tell us some of your tips on how to land clients through that app?
Yes, I think that Instagram's an amazing tool for landing clients, whether you have a product-based business, a service-based business, whether you're a personal brand, that it really has an opportunity for everyone because there are so many users on the platform. And I think the one thing that people really need to focus their energy on is getting people into your DMs, your direct messages. There's so many really amazing tools within that, and it's really the ideal scenario. You are one-on-one with your ideal client or someone in your community. So it's really your opportunity to engage and really, convert them. So I love using voice messages and videos in the direct messages because it's really a great way to kind of give that extra bit of effort that people really appreciate and can help kind of explain things better and give them a lot of information so they can make an educated decision for themselves. And another thing is actually saving quick replies. So if you go into your direct messages and click the plus sign, there's a little icon that has a message symbol, and you can actually save like pretty much canned responses for the most commonly asked questions you get. So people are asking to book a discovery call with you or about your services or about a blog or a certain topic. You can have all those responses really handy, so you'll be more likely to respond back quickly and in a timely manner. The other really big thing is just showing up on your Instagram with videos. So I love stories, IGTV, lives, and I think they're a really awesome opportunity to not only position yourself as an expert and to really educate and offer value and to teach, but it's also a really great opportunity to become personal because people want to connect with people and that's who they want to buy from and that's who they want to trust. So I feel like using that in both ways where you're really positioning yourself as an expert, but you're also relating back to your target audience. I think those two things are the top ways that I've been able to land pretty much 99% of my clients.
So when you talk about getting somebody into your DMs, how do you do that? Right? Because that can be a really hard thing to do. You could be creating a ton of content, but no one's messaging you. How are you able to do that, Natasha?
Yes. So the biggest thing is always having call to actions to almost every type of content that you're creating. So if you're posting something on your feed, you can always, ask them to comment, double tap. Those things are great, but ask them to DM you if they have more questions or DM you if they want to talk more about the topic, or even if they comment, direct message them back. One thing I love to do is if people tune into a live stream, I always love to follow up with them with a message and thank them for tuning in, ask them if they have any questions, and just starting that conversation. And also another great way is through stories, because if people swipe up, they have the opportunity to message you directly and reply to whatever you're talking about. So making sure you're creating content that people want to engage with, that gives them a lot of really great information and that they want to continue that conversation, because I always love to use social media as a two-way street. Like, you're not just spewing information and content at them. You also want to create content that makes them want to be a part of that conversation and really engage with you. So I feel like those are the main things, but also just being really intentional with engagement time. I love to set timers and really explore whether it's my own followers, but also hashtags and locations and looking at comments of other posts that are similar to mine and just starting the conversation and not necessarily pitching or asking to sell anything, but just saying, I loved this part of your content. I love this about your grid. I love this about your business. I'd love to connect and I'm looking forward to, following your journey. Like just being really sincere and authentic when it comes to how you connect with new people as well are a really great way to get people into your messages so you can start that conversation.
Now, what about stories and IGTV, right? How do you create the right content for that will draw people in?
Yes. So when it comes to IGTV, I always love to give people 3 video ideas to start out with. So you can even write this down, or if you're driving, please don't write this down, but jot it down in your head. But I think that, first of all, you should always have an introductory video, like whether it's some fun facts or if it's just about you and your story and your why, always have something that actually is introducing you to your audience on your IGTV channel. Another one is, frequently asked questions. Have a Q&A, whether you're getting questions from a question sticker on your stories, if you're getting them from Facebook groups, forums, or just questions that maybe your own clients have asked you. But getting those questions, or even your website, like get the questions directly from your website. Like I'm all about repurposing, but really make sure you're having those questions and answering them in a video, because it's also a really great thing that you can send to people in the future. And then the last one is something that is super valuable. So it's a type of video that people will watch it and they will leave being able to take an action, whether it's inspiration, whether it's tips or tutorial or something really educational or just something entertaining. Make sure you're creating a type of video that will really engage your audience. And that's a really great starting point when it comes to IGTV, like having those 3 staple videos. But that also directly applies to stories, is thinking of how you can engage your audience with asking questions and having question stickers and having those Q&As, but also going back to how can you always be offering value. And I always like to remind people, like, think of what your target audience, like think of them as a person, give them a name, learn all their attributes and their habits and what they find helpful and what their needs are, and really create content catered to that. So you're serving them and really giving the information they need. So that's a little bit about those types of video tips that I think will be really helpful when you're going on IGTV or on stories.
They are definitely helpful, Natasha, because it can get super overwhelming. Even just with Instagram alone, there's so many different things you have to do for it. There's a post, there's the stories, there's the IGTV, and then you have to make sure that you're messaging people back, getting the engagement up. It's a lot to do. So all of these tips definitely help to get you closer to your goals and to actually create the right type of content for your audience.
Oh, that's awesome. I was going to say, while you were talking about IGTV, I know it seems super intimidating at first, especially if you're not on it or you haven't been using it consistently. But now that you have the option to actually share your IGTV post to your feed, this is a great way to not only get more views on your video, but also it's kind of like a post. So if you post a certain amount of times each week, you can use your IGTV post as one of those, which really helps. And you can also link them on stories and share them on stories. So using content like IGTV can actually go in a lot of different places, which makes it where hopefully you're not doing more work, but you're just doing content that's a lot more intentional and helps you reach those goals.
Oh, that's a really great tip. Oh, I think I'm going to try that, but I haven't done video yet, so I'll see.
I'm running you on, girl.
So let's go to content creation. How are you able to keep up with everything, especially when you're on the road?
Yes. So the biggest thing is batching. I love batching and I swear by it. And batch working is basically the act of sitting down and doing one task repeatedly versus doing one task start to finish. So I always love to give the example of if you're writing a blog post, of course you have to outline the blog, then you have to write the content, then you have to do the tags and the SEO and the cover photo, and then you have to schedule it and upload it. And there's this whole process, which can take a while. But instead of spending that time doing one blog post start to finish, take that time to just write the copy of that blog post. That's exactly what batching is. And the reason why I really love this is I feel like it allows you to be more productive because you're in that certain mind space where you're focusing just on, writing or just on filming videos or just on doing admin work, because you'll really be more productive that way. And that's my favorite way to work. So using batch working to automate a lot of my content, to get really ahead. I love to be at least like 3 weeks to a month ahead of my content, but that really allows me, whether I'm traveling or I'm taking off to work on a different project, it really helps me to stay ahead of my client content, but also my own content as well.
Those are amazing tips, and batching definitely works. I do that. I actually set days just for specific tasks, and it's amazing what work that will get done because of that.
Absolutely. I love having like your certain days to get things done because it really helps keep you accountable when you're in that batching mode.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Natasha, for giving us all of these incredible tips. Now, if our listeners want to know more about you and also maybe even take your courses, where can they find you?
Yes. So you can find me at Soul Studio Marketing, SOL, and that is my Instagram, and you can hang out with me there. I have a newsletter that I also send out, which will be linked in there. And I also do have an Instagram and IGTV course. So if you want, for example, to learn more about those sneaky IGTV hacks or learn how you can use Instagram more, I have those linked in my bio. You can message me, and then I can also give you guys a coupon code.
Ooh, sounds great. Thank you so much, Natasha. And also, before we go, Natasha and I were actually in a book.
Yay!
We co-wrote a book together with 18 other incredible females, and we give you a lot of tips on how to brand and market yourself. So if you guys want to check that out, it's on Amazon. You can definitely go there and search Branding Quickies by Blank Room. I'm so excited. It came out. We're incredibly happy with the results. So check us out there too.
Yes, definitely. Love it.
Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you. Have a good one.
I hope you enjoyed this extended interview with Natasha. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get the full interview with Natasha, where she shares how she was able to become a social media storyteller and strategist while traveling the world. Thanks for joining me on this extended interview. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. We can also chat some more on Facebook at The OB Live. I'll talk to you soon.